away.
So today we came up with a video idea. We came across a video that went viral a couple weeks ago, and it was about, should the guy have to pay for everything? Like the rent, the dinner, and it was like a big thing going on, and we wanted to wait for that hype to go down because we don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
But there's a video that we want to attack. So, do we believe that I should pay for everything? Do you believe it? No, I don't believe it neither. So, there's a lot of reasons why we don't believe in it, and I don't believe in it. I'm gonna let my girl take over real quick. So for you females that can see the perspective of why she doesn't believe in it, and please, this is just based off our opinion and our experience.
Right. So if you guys have been watching us from like day one on our YouTube channel, you already know that we was never that type of couple. Whenever he was down a couple dollars, I had it. Whenever I was down a couple dollars, he had it. Like, my money isn't my money. My money is our money, and vice versa. The reason why I strongly believe that is because, like, a lot of people nowadays are so caught up, and we always refer to this, well, mostly me, but it's like a lot of people are so caught up on the hype, where it's like, oh, the girl should be having all these expensive bags, clothes, shoes, and the guy's supposed to be like the hustler, the provider, and the one who spoils her rotten. And I think that the reason why that happens is because a lot of girls aren't as independent as they used to be, or, you know, are just okay with being, you know, just, they're already settled. They settle for less of what they are. So like, even if you have somebody like me, I'm an actress, but I could have settled for less and said, okay, I'm gonna just do me in the house, chill, do my own thing, not really do anything with my life, and have Nate pay for everything, have him go out, bust his ass, and, you know, come back and then spoil me rotten. Like, I'm not that type of person. I'm a girl who's like, yo, you can make your money, but I'm also gonna make my money. Like, it's gonna be ours at the end of the day, but we're both gonna go out and get it, and when we come back to our home, our house, it's gonna be put to the good cause. It's gonna be put to whoever wants to further their dreams more, or whatever. Like, I've always been that type of girl. Like, I used to have friends, I'm gonna go like this with friends, because I don't have friends at this point because I just can't relate to them. Like, I can't relate to a lot of people who live around my area. Like, they were okay with not having no money in the account and just hitting up guys and asking them for money, or come chill with me and I'll give you this in exchange for money, or whatever. Like, it was always that, and I'm like, yo, why y'all like that? Like, I always saw that I was the different one in the group. I always had money. If anything, I would tell them, like, yo, if y'all really need money, like, I got y'all. But for them, they were okay with it, and it never, you know, it never fit well with me. Like, I always was the type to go out and go get my own, and then when I met Nate, I was like, we gonna go out and we gonna get our own together. Like, that's just who we are. That's what makes the foundation. And I don't really believe in, like, oh, the guy has to pay for everything, or, you know, the girl has to stay home and cook every day and clean for the guy. Like, I don't believe in those stereotypical relationships. It's 2017. It's a new era. Everything is new. Everybody has the ability to be something or be someone or do whatever they want to do. So, I don't know. That's just from my point of view. Like,
that's a good point. That's a real good point.
I support mine, which is my man. I support mine, which is my man, and in the future support my family, because a guy is never always gonna be there. And, you know, I plan to be with Nate for the rest of my life, but, you know, things happen with life. Tragedies happen, you know, God forbid something happens. I know that I was stable enough to support my own and support my family at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess that's why.
I in my opinion, I don't agree that a guy should have to pay for anything. Now, if you just dating a dude and you're trying to get him, you know, the first date or whatever, then I think that it's appropriate if the guy pays. Yeah, I think that that's appropriate. When we first went on our first date, I paid, but after I paid, I told her straight up, like, yo, look, I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm a college student and an athlete. My job is, you know, making sure I keep my scholarship. So I'm not going to be able to be paying for dinners like this, like taking you out all the time. But there's other things that I can do to make you happy. And the first thing she said is that you don't have to worry about paying. That's why I got the job. And I was like, God damn. Like, if you guys watched the first story, that's exactly how it went down. So I don't believe that it should be like that. And I believe that there's women out here that fight for women's rights, and I love it. The women's rights, there's women entrepreneurs, but they weren't able to do that in the 50s and 60s, even the 70s, because they were old school. Like we always talk about, they're old school, and they're meant to stay home and the guy to be the provider. Now then, that makes a lot of sense. If the guy is the one that's providing and the wife is home doing everything, then yes, the guy should be paying for everything, because he's the one that's providing, and the wife is keeping the home clean, keeping the kids clean, keeping making sure everything's going good at home. But these days, there's women that want women's rights, that want to be women entrepreneurs, and then want men to pay for everything. It's just like, now it's not a balance. Before, it was the guy going to work, and then the girl having to stay home, because, you know, old school, how old-fashioned, that's how it was back in the day. The wife stood home, cooked, cleaned, and then the guy went, you know, and did everything, and then, you know, the guy paid for everything, like rent and dinners and stuff. Now you have the women that's actually going out and that's doing their own entrepreneurship and hustling and making their money and owning businesses and really making money, and they want the guy to still pay and them not pay. That's off balance a little bit. Yeah. But like I said, it depends. If you're in a relationship like we are, and you have plans to be with somebody, then maybe I always say, what do you bring to the table, right? So at the moment, if I always can bring to the table that I have the money to pay, then going off the old school tradition, taking care of, you know, my lady, of course I'm gonna go by that. But if she would have ever come out her face and say, nah, you gotta pay, I'm not paying, I just would be like, yo, like, what's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Like, we both bring things to the table. So we don't really have that problem. We never had that problem. But it's also, what's your plan with the person? Are you just going out with this person for drinks, and are you guys just booty calls? You know, then you bring it to the table. You bring your body to the table, as they say. I think both of you bring the body, but you know, the guy takes you out, and then you do that. So I feel like it's always a balance of like, what do you bring to the table? And I hate having this conversation, because it gets kind of awkward talking about like money, and it just gets kind of awkward in certain situations, because everybody has a different point of view, and you know,
money could be very sticky to like a sticky topic, because everybody has their own point. Like you said with the whole relationship thing, I feel like if y'all already set that kind of relationship that y'all have, like, I go out with you, I bring my girls, or you know, you bring your guys, you obviously paying for me to go, or whatever the case. Like, there's people who have that kind of relationship, but then there's people like me and Nate, how he said that we're in a committed relationship. We're looking at the bigger picture, at the long run. So it's like, why am I not gonna be his support when he don't got it? Why would I want to see him struggle with money, or why would he want to see me struggle with money, and one of us have it in our bank account and not try to share it with one another? Now if we just going off, like, right, to clear it up with them, if we're going off basically just going on a date for the first time, or just going on dates, then of course. But if I don't have the money when we go on a date, and we planning on a date, I'm like, yo babe, you know, we don't gotta say it. We just be like, how much you gonna count, how much I gotta count. Right. But I know realistically that everybody doesn't have a relationship like that, okay? It happens. But if you're just going on dates, of course. But I'm talking about paying the rent, paying the car insurance, paying all the bills, paying for the dinner, paying for everything. And the girl's the entrepreneur as well. She got a good job, she's making money, whatever the case may be, and don't expect to pay nothing. That's the video that went viral. That's the video I disagree with. Girls shouldn't just lay up all day. I mean, not lay up all day, work, make their own money, and have the guy pay for everything while they make their money and expect not to spend nothing. That's taking it too far. There's no balance there. So that's what this video is based about. And,
you know?
And it's kind of like, to me, if I was to see something like that, I would ask, like, are they in love with the guy, or are they in love with the guy's money? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like that question that you ask, like, do you love him, or do you love him because of what he could buy you, of the materialistic things that he could bring to you? Like, you know, you don't gotta come out of pocket for anything, so why leave that comfort zone? Like, I think a lot of girls get comfortable, and I'm not saying girls, because the tables could turn, but from what I'm seeing, it's mostly girls who stay comfortable, who could be getting money or not getting money, and are okay with the guy just splurging or spending. And like, it depends, like, on the relationship at the end of the day. But
depends on the relationship, and it depends on the relationship, because that would equal the balance of what's going on.
Right.
Now, do I think you know, is it fair that a girl has to stay in 2017 in a house while the guy does do it? I don't. I think that we're in a time where ladies can go and be entrepreneurs, and I like it. And I think there's very smart women out there that can change this world and have the opportunity of changing this world. We was once in a world where women couldn't even speak or even vote what they thought or what they wanted to do, because they had to stay home and do everything and be the housewife. I was like, that's corny, because there's a lot of women that have these brilliant ideas that probably can change this world. Now we're in a time where, that's when I just like watch old movies and hear old stories of my grandparents. But now we're in a world where we can actually see women actually do great things. Now the women don't really need to necessarily be housewives, for one, and for two, if you're with a guy that's making money or doing the same and he's paying for the dinner, cool. But if you guys are living together, I think the bills got to be split up. You know, that's only right. So that's just based on my opinion.
Yeah, both have to take responsibility for the home that you trying to build or you're in.
Yep.
A home is not a home if it's just one person doing all the work.
Yeah.
It has to be a 50.
If you're not being a housewife and you got your own job, you're doing everything, and you don't pay no bills, and I mean, you know, what are you doing? Like, you think you just, I don't know. You think, I don't know. I'm not gonna get that deep into it, but it has to be. That's why I'm coming politically correct, saying there has to be a balance. So that's our opinion. Does guys have to? Should girls pay for the bills too and pay for dinner sometimes? Yes, in our opinion, we believe so, we go through it. So it's based on our story, our life, and our point of view.
Yes.
That's
it. What we feel works for us doesn't necessarily work for other people. So just keep that in mind. If your relationship is fine with the girl paying for everything and the guy not, or the guy paying for everything and the girl not, then by all means, that's your relationship. Life. Yes, exactly. Enjoy the rest of your lives together. But for us, we found that it brings less stress into our relationship when we know we can both,
and less awkwardness.
Yeah, less awkwardness, less stress, where we both can provide for one another and for our relationship.
Yeah. Like, oh, you want to go to lunch? And you like, you really got money for lunch? You're
like, you got like $5.
Well, don't you? That's how the conversation. Like, don't you want to go to lunch? And they were like, well, don't you just want to eat here? You know?
Or I'm
it's
not
like one
hungry.
of those. Oh, I'm not even hungry to go out. Oh, I don't like that spot, and it brings like real awkwardness. Listen, to be yourself and be happy in life. I just said it, it's be yourself.
Yeah.
To being yourself will bring you happiness, and being yourself and honest would just bring you everything you attract to it. If you're lying and pretend to be somebody, you're gonna have to stay lying and pretend to be somebody you're not. So that's a whole nother video.
You get older faster like that because you just be stressing.
That's like a Spanish saying. That means you get older quicker.
Babe, that does not. You didn't even say that was gibberish Spanish.
Yeah, we out, man. We out.